presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Sun.
The Rays have rebounded from a tough start on their 8-game trip, taking 2 of the first 3 versus the AL West leading Houston Astros. And tonight, left-hander Blake Snell goes to the hill, looking to turn his fortunes around and get the Rays out of H-Town with a series win. And tonight we do indeed greet you from H-Town, named after the president of the Republic of Texas, Sam Houston, in 1836. And it is here where the Rays and the Astros will square off in the 4th game of this series. Rays looking for a series victory over the Houston Ball Club. In the AL East, the Rays running 3rd, 3.5 back. And over in the wild card race, they are a half game back of Kansas City in the 2nd wild card spot. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. We'll hear from Alex Cordry in just a bit. Well, a combination of pitching and power, and the Rays getting power from the left side of the dish.
Listen, they got some guys in this lineup, some lefties that are flexing their muscles at home runs all over the place. 3 guys on this team with 20-plus home runs from the left side. Let's start with Logan Morrison. Has already established a career high with 28 home runs, and he came into this series, actually came in Tuesday night, the longest homerless streak of the season for him, but he took care of that. A blast in the 1st inning on Tuesday night, a blast in the 1st inning in last night's ball game. Corey Dickerson, it was a losing effort, but showing power the other way in this series. 2 home runs in game 1, and that's a really good sign as you start to see Corey Dickerson get back on track. The power the other way, a big deal for him. And Lucas Duda, what can you say about this guy? He puts on a Rays uniform and he gets in the batter's box and has had one great at-bat after the other. 5 starts with this team. He's appeared in 6 games. He's already hit 3 home runs, and he's another guy. 20 home runs on the season. There is a lot of dangerous hitters in this Rays lineup, and a lot of them coming from that left side.
And the pitching matchup, the right-hander Colin McHugh, just 2 games removed from the disabled list. He'll start for Houston tonight. Blake Snell continues to search for that first victory of the year for the Rays, coming in with a mark of 0-6. The Rays bullpen revamped and very successful. They have depth and different styles coming in from the bullpen. Alex Cordry will explore all of that when we return.
Out their 4-game series, and after starting the road trip 0-3, the Rays have now won 3 of their last 4 games, with the Rays bullpen playing a key role. They have provided tons of relief for this team, to say the least. And what's been most impressive is the way that they have pitched in crucial situations for the Rays. In the last 2 games, the bullpen's thrown 5 2/3 scoreless innings while giving up just 1 hit. Hickey loves, pitching coach Jim Hickey loves what he's seen from this group, because they're bridging the gap to Alex Colomé in a big way. This new look bullpen is showing what it can do, to say the least.
If you're scratching your head or flipping coins to try to get to your closer, you're probably not a very good team. We were very fortunate, to keep our heads above water and even do more than that while we were kind of searching for some of these pieces. And now that they're here, it's kind of like, I feel like it's Christmas morning almost. Got a whole bunch of new toys to open up and try to play with. And so we're in pretty good shape right now. I think we still got a really, really nice run in us, and the bullpen's going to be a huge part of it.
And if needed tonight, the Rays bullpen is ready to pick up starter Blake Snell. The lefty is seeking his first win in the majors since September 22nd, 2016. Can he do it tonight against the Astros? Find out next on Fox Sports Sun, your home for Rays baseball.
We welcome you back to Houston, where the Rays wrap up their road trip with Game 4 of this series with the Astros. And they will be facing Colin McHugh, the right-hander, 30 years old, 13-game winner a year ago. And here is the lineup for the Rays, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Corey Dickerson will lead off. He'll play left, followed by Lucas Duda at first and Evan Longoria at third. The DH is Logan Morrison. Steven Susie Jr. in the lineup in right field. Brad Miller hits sixth. He'll play second, hitting in front of the catcher Wilson Ramos. Malik Smith hits eighth. in center field, and at shortstop batting ninth, Adeiny Echeverria.
And for Colin McHugh, you know, injuries coming out of spring training. Dwayne, I'm going to let you take that over as we get into this ball game. But limited to just 2 starts. His last outing was a very good one. He went 6 strong innings against the Tigers in Detroit. Gave up just 1 earned run and taking a no decision, and got up to 82 pitches. So you feel like his pitch count tonight should be normal in that 95 to 100 range.
Yeah, and he's a big piece of this Houston game plan as they look toward the closing months and then the potential playoff picture. And the first pitch of this game is a strike call. Corey Dickerson starting the night hitting an even 300. 21 home runs for Dickerson. And a chop that's going to go through the left side of the infield against the shift, and Dickerson has himself a base hit. Coming off a multi-hit game last night, a single his first time up tonight.
Yeah, on a breaking ball that was out of the zone, down and away. But Corey Dickerson's not even sure where that ball went. As you could see his reaction, he was looking, thought that he had pulled it, and that ball off the end finds an opening, and not too bad when you can get a base hit and have no idea where the ball went.
Well, things are starting to move in the right direction when that happens. And here's Lucas Duda. Boy, he has had some great at-bats since coming to the Rays. They've acquired him just at the right time when he apparently is seeing the ball very, very well. And the breaking ball is down 2-0. McHugh, as it turned out, had a difficult spring because of what started to be a shoulder problem that morphed into an elbow problem. An impingement in the elbow, and that put him on the disabled list. And this is only his 3rd start of the year. High fly ball back toward right center. Marishnik over from center field makes the catch. And that is out number 1.
Let's take a look at the Astro defense, brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. In the outfield, left to right, we have Marwin Gonzalez, Jake Marisnick, and Derek Fisher across that infield, 3rd to 1st. Yoli Gurriel, Alex Bregman, Jose Altuve, and Tyler White with Evan Gattis back behind the plate.
Here's Evan Longoria. Evan at 273 2 nights ago, coming off hitting for the cycle. There's a strike. And the helmet worn by Evan in that game will be headed to baseball's Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Evan has had a difficult time against McHugh. He's 0 for 11 against him. 1 ball, 1 strike. So you figure at some point those odds have to even out.
You would certainly think so. Yeah, there's some guys that you see the ball very well off of. Some guys it's a little bit more difficult. And Colin McHugh gives you a little bit of a different arm angle, kind of slings the ball towards home plate.
Evan takes that one too low. 2-1.
Big fan of the breaking ball. It has the fastball he tries to keep down at the bottom of the zone, as you can see the way that he delivers the ball towards home plate. Curveball, a slider that he has incorporated this year, especially against right-handed hitting. Those are the main 3. Occasional cutter, occasional changer.
And there's a high pop foul out of play. 2-2. Well, the average in terms of fastballs thrown in a game is somewhere in the neighborhood of 55, 56, 57%. And McHugh is below 50%, often in the mid-40s with fastball usage. Down and away, and the count is full. So a lot of breaking stuff from him.
Yeah, and a lot of them missing well out of the strike zone, down and away. Right now, not comfortable with it, not trusting it enough to keep it in the zone or keep it on the edge of the zone. These are easy takes for Evan Longoria thus far.
High fly ball down the right side, headed toward foul territory, and there's the second baseman Altuve arriving in between Fisher and the first baseman White, and Altuve split the difference and made the catch.
You know what, and that was an extremely tough angle there for Jose Altuve, and when you see Derek Fisher coming in, I thought it was going to be his ball. And he doesn't seem to be going after it very hard, kind of easing up. And Altuve's the guy coming out of nowhere with the worst angle to make that play. Boy, oh boy, that's a tremendous athleticism getting that far. And
he says, hey, wait a minute. What if I'm trying to double up a guy there at first base? And that fan got a little overzealous.
A little handsy. Get a little handsy.
Logan Morrison takes a breaking ball too low. 1 ball, no strikes. How about this for Morrison? 4 hits in his career off McHugh, and they've all been home runs.
Well, he's been on one of those tears again. He had gone a long time without a home run before Tuesday night, and then the last 2 ball games in the first inning, he's been able to rack one out of here.
Morrison hit one out in the first inning last night off the left-hander Dallas Keuchel.
Just enough. That was a laser beam right into the Astro bullpen. Gives him 28.
And he takes a strike. Pitch in the upper part of the zone. 1-1.
That's really become something that you have to have in your arsenal. You know, you can be like Keuchel, you can be like McHugh and try to pitch, down in the zone for the most part because you're not overpowering. But you do need to change eye levels from time to time.
And back with a breaking ball and missing. It's 2-1.
You let hitters hone in on location, whether it's always pitching a guy away or always pitching a guy down, and you can allow them to focus in on one small little area. It makes it so much more difficult for you as a pitcher, and that's why we talk about these guys that threaten the entire strike zone, and they force you to have to deal with the entire strike zone. They're tough.
2-1 pitch on its way, and that one stays low. And the Rays have been very disciplined to this point.
They're forcing him up in the zone. Those pitches that are coming out low, they're just taking. Absolutely just taking. And they're trying to force Colin McHugh, because he's not overpowering, to force him up in the zone a little bit where they can better handle him.
So Morrison, good count right now, 3-1, and he takes ball 4. That will push Dickerson into second base. 2 men on with 2 men out for Steven Souza Jr., who returns to the lineup tonight. He was out of the starting lineup the last 2 nights after fouling a ball off his foot here Monday and leaving the game in the middle part of that game after going 0 for 2. So Souza Jr. back in here with a chance to do some damage early. 2 men on, 2 men out. And he lays off the breaking ball. 1-0. There's that injury. That foul ball. He's missed the last 2 games. Ran again before the game tonight. Still felt some soreness, but is back in there. And lifts it foul, out of play. 1-1.
Souza Jr., a lot of what he brings, he certainly brings power.
at the plate. But also, you think about running of the bases. You think about his outfield defense, and if that foot is just, it's going to bother you that much, you take those couple of days and then get back out there. The one nice thing for the Rays is they have the depth to be able to cover that for a few days if need be.
Up and away. Fastball. 2-1. Well, the Rays love to swing the bat, but they've been disciplined here in the top of the first inning against McHugh. Oh, that's a straight call. That one Souza Jr. thought was off the plate. And it's 2-2.
Watch McHugh. Watch how he drives the ball to the outside corner. That lower arm angle, and just drives it out there. Gaddis sticks it, and he ends up getting the call on a ball that was off the plate. Should be 3-1.
Now the 2-2. And straight 3 call. He made a good pitch on the corner that time. Rays lead 2. Bottom of the first coming, no score. No score. Let's take a look at the Houston starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Jose Altuve is going to lead it off at second, followed by Alex Bregman. Yuli Gurriel is at third, hitting third. Devin Gaddis clean up the catcher. Marwin Gonzalez hits fifth. He's in left field. Derek Fisher in right hits sixth. In front of the first baseman Tyler White. A.J. Reed the DH. Jake Marisnick in center field. That's ninth.
Well, Blake Snell takes the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays for the 14th time, and he's still looking for that first win. You see 0-6 on the season, ERA of 4.87 in 68 and a third innings.
Jose Altuve leading the major leagues in hitting. His average is .361 going into play tonight.
I'll tell you what, the Rays have done an excellent job on Altuve after the first couple of ABs of this series. Hits in his first 2 at-bats in this series, 0 for 10 since.
Yep.
They have pitched him tough.
And here's Snell's first pitch. Foul out of play. Fastball. Well, these are that American League batting rate stands with Altuve at .361. Jose Ramirez continues to have a great year for the Indians at .323.
You know what? First inning of tonight's game, a 2-run single off of Sonny Gray to give the Indians an early lead against the Yankees. Do you remember when we saw him? It was a couple of seasons ago when the Rays ended the season in Cleveland.
Yep.
And we all knew Francisco Lindor was coming, but Ramirez played that series out at shortstop, and in 3 games blew us away. I mean, you could tell, you're like, now where are they going to play him? Because you've got Kipnis at second, Lindor's coming, you know, third base, they were still messing around with Chisenhall and these different guys.
Yeah, and he was not a high-profile guy unless you saw him play.
Right. He played himself right onto the Indians' radar. Now they can't get him out of the lineup.
Pitch inside there, and it's 2-2. Well, the first pitch strike, very important for Blake Snell, and that's something he has struggled with throughout the year, and certainly did in his last outing. Foul ball there. Pitch down, and Altuve loves to swing the bat, and he will defeat pitches, and with 2 strikes, they made contact just to foul that one away.
Yeah, that difference between the first pitch strike or not is about 180 points in on-base percentage.
Yeah. It's an amazing part of this game. If you're going to be a successful pitcher, and Snell in the outing in New York on Saturday pitched 5 1/3. He left with a man on. He had given up 2 runs when he left, 3 runs total as it turned out. But he was 10 of 24 in first pitch strikes, and only 4 of his last 14 hitters he faced. And now he's a full count to Altuve here to lead off the bottom of the first. Down to third, foul ball, forcing another 3-2 pitch. If Snell can find it in him to improve his first pitch strike ratio, that gives him a big chance even against this Houston club. The Astros have been so good, but they're only a game over 500 in games started by a lefty, and there's a swing and a miss on the fastball, mid-90s fastball up, strikes out Altuve.
Now Jose Altuve just got a little bit over anxious there deep into this count. He goes after ball 4. A fastball is going to be up around his neck, and he goes up there to try to get it. And you can see by his reaction, he knew that was not a good move.
Well, a 9-pitch at bat was started, and here's Alex Bregman. And you have reason to believe in regard to this Astros lineup. Altuve hitting .347 against lefties, Bregman over 300, .311. But then you get down into the rest of this lineup, and they're missing Springer and Correa. 2 big bats, especially against left-handers. Springer's hitting .351 with 9 homers against lefties. Correa .390 against lefties with 5 home runs. And so if you're a lefty out there, you don't mind those 2 guys being out of the lineup. You're happy about it.
It ups the ante. Now you have to have a good outing.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, listen, they're 2 big guns against lefties. They're not even playing. You better go out there and make pitches and have a good outing. Well, we saw Austin Pruitt do it last night. How impressive was that?
Oh, that was fun to watch. Great story. Essentially a hometown guy. Went to high school just north of Houston. Went to the University of Houston. Had his family here. And friends, 200 strong. And what an outing last night for Austin Pruitt. That's a feel-good story, to be sure. There's a long foul. So the count is 2-2. They talked to his dad afterwards. He said, and you can certainly understand this, he said, I couldn't leave my seat. I couldn't even go get a hot dog, anything. He was glued to his seat. While Austin Pruitt was excellent on the mound for the Rays last night. 2-2 down to third. That ball stays fair and heads down into the corner. Bregman will turn second and stop there. You know, that ball, I think, hit the bag at third and then deflected down.
It hit as it's coming down, it hits the back edge. And instead of bouncing, which Evan Longoria thought that it would, watch it right here. It goes right to the back edge and just rolls. It just catches the back edge and stays low to the ground, completely fooling Evan Longoria. You can't blame him. That ball, expecting the bounce, he doesn't get it. Turns into extra bases.
So the Astros, just like that, with a scoring opportunity. And that fluky double up the left side, and here is Gurriel. And there's a strike. Just above the knees. Gurriel, 13 home runs, hitting .284. Miss right there, and not by much. 1-1. Runner takes off for third, and the ball pops away out of the mitt of Ramos. Bregman steals third base. His 11th stolen base this year, and the 4th against Snell in as many attempts.
Well, he got a great jump, and I don't think Wilson Ramos, where that ball was, had a chance either way. He just was able to time up Blake Snell and swipe third base, and that is big because less than 2 outs, a 2-1 count forces the Rays to bring the infield in.
2-1 to Gurriel. And he hits a fly ball deep into left center field. That ball will be over the head of Smith, off the wall. The run scores, and Gurriel heads to second with a double. And Houston takes a 1-0 lead.
By the way that Malik Smith was going after that fly ball, you thought there's a chance. It looked like he was trying to time up his jump and make a leaping catch, but this ball is going to be too high for him to be able to get to. Gurriel gets that backspin, gets a little bit of carry, going to get the run home no matter what on that fly ball. But there's Smith making the jump, ends up a little bit short, that ball high off of that pillar.
Yeah, that's 25 feet out there. You've got to hit it over the yellow line. So you've got to send it out there with something behind it. And that one, a double off that pillar. There's the yellow line. Right down the line, it's 19 feet, and then it goes up to 25 in left center. 1-0 the count to Gaddis. Gaddis 3 of 3 in his career against Snell, including a home run. He hit one when Snell faced this team earlier this year at the Trop. That's a strike on the outside corner. 1-1. Back-to-back doubles. Houston with a run. Gaddis reaching for that fastball, fouled it.
Yeah, and I think Evan Gaddis, when a hitter swings at a pitch like that far off the plate, it tells you that he's sitting fastball. And so he gets fastball, and his brain goes, well, that's what I was looking for, and they swing at it. Meanwhile, it's 1.5 feet off the plate. I don't even know how he reached it. He looks angry in the box.
1-2. This one taken down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, you wouldn't want to meet him in the backwoods.
No, I mean, really, if you could ever characterize a batting stance as angry, it's tough to do that. This would be pretty close when he gets in there. He's got those the elbows around, like you said, looking like, yeah.
Yeah, you'd say, I'm not on your property, am I? And if I am, I'll leave immediately. Swing and a miss. He is out on strikes. Big strikeout for Snell.
Boy, he got him with the changeup. We saw that to Altuve, too. We saw him throw a changeup. It was a ball, but we've seen him go to that pitch here now 2 different times against this very aggressive lineup. And you just wonder if that's not going to play a big role in the game plan tonight.
Well, it wouldn't surprise you, because this team, not only do they hit home runs, they've done that 174 times, but yeah, it's an interesting club. They really don't strike out that much for the power that they have, but they are an aggressive team.
It's interesting when you break them down hitter by hitter and as a group, the tendencies. Because usually when you are that powerful of a team, there's going to be a negative trade-off, and it's typically in the strikeout area.
That's right.
And they just, as a group, the fewest in the game.
A ball, no strikes. The count on Gonzalez. There's a strike, a fastball on the corner. It's 1-1. You know, and really about the only indicator there, because you're right, they strike out fewer than anybody else, any other team. They're 10th in walks, so they're not drawing a lot of walks, which would give you an idea that they might be aggressive. But when you see them, they are strong at the plate, aggressive. Popper back of first. Duda is after it, but it will be a few rows out of play, and the count is 1-2. Rays threatening the first, leaving 2 men aboard. Houston with a run in their first. Orioles at second.
That's a good shot of Hansy down there. Want to get his hands on that ball. Already got him all over Altuve. There.
Busy already. Two balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and again he had Gonzalez out in front, getting the strikeout on the changeup. 1-0 Houston through 1. Sun brought to you by your local Ford dealers and by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. Rays in Houston tonight, wrapping up this 4-game series, winning 2 of the first 3. Down 1-0 as we go to the second. 3 strikeouts, 29 pitches in the first inning for Blake Snell. First pitch is high to Brad Miller. Miller, Ramos, and Smith due up. Two and 0. Up and Miller misses it. 2-1. The Rays have seen McHugh before, and he's pitched pretty well against him, but he is 0-4 against the Rays. 3 balls and a strike.
How about his ERA against the Rays? 0-4. Yeah, it looks bad. With a .252 earned run average. Now, here's
the zone. 3-2. Last time he pitched against him, he gave up 1 run, 5 hits in 7 innings, and lost 1-0.
He's thrown 25 innings against the Rays in his career, and in those 25 innings, well, now 26, the Astros just scored their 3rd run while he's been out there. I mean, in the first 25 innings, they scored 2 runs for him. I guess that's how you go 0-4 with a 2.5. Pitching on the wrong day.
Yep. Rays saw him twice in 2014 and then twice in 2015. That's the year he went 19-7. And there's ball 4. Well, Miller's on to open the inning, and the Rays for the 2nd straight inning have the leadoff man on base.
And they may have gotten a little bit of a break there because that pitch, a borderline pitch, looked pretty good at the top of the zone. Fox tracks liked it. Unfortunately, James Hoy did not.
Hoy has a reputation. He might widen the zone a little bit, but vertically, up and down, it better be a strike. There's not a lot of room to play with there on low strikes and sometimes on that pitch up, as we just saw. With a strike on the outside corner. Wilson Ramos hitting .192. Three home runs for the Rays catcher. Pops it up the right side. That is drifting out of play. And the count goes to 2 strikes. Into the Rays dugout. Chad Mottola, the hitting coach. Tom Foley there just to his left. And a late emergency swing there to keep things going, and catcher interference.
Well, the swing was so late and that ball was so deep. You wondered, yeah, I mean, Wilson Ramos, this is a late swing at a breaking ball, and really Evan Gattis does nothing wrong there. It's just that the swing was so late and it got long behind him that he catches the tip of that glove and the Rays catch another break.
So an error charge to Gattis. No official at bat for Ramos. He goes to first. Miller at second. Malik Smith up, 2 on, nobody out. Close on the corners. Smith puts down a bunt foul third base side. Interference. Smith, 288 on the year, trying to move the runners over. Rays coming in 56 and 53. Running third in the East and a half game out of the second wild card spot right now. This one lifted toward the left field corner. That ball will be a foul ball, and Gonzalez made the catch. Boy, I'll tell you, not a lot of room. You got 4 or 5 feet once you get back toward the corner. He could barely fit in there, and he made the catch.
And we couldn't even see it. From our vantage point, we're kind of shielded off by that close wall along the left field line, and so had no idea if that ball, what had happened to it. Right here, we go blind, and then you're looking to see if it makes it over that wall into the stands, and he jumps up and takes it away.
Now, Gonzalez has played everywhere for them. In left field tonight, they made a nice catch on that one to retire Malik Smith. Adeiny Echeverria takes a breaking ball down. Gonzalez has played 6 different positions. As it turns out, he's played left field more than any place else, but only by a couple games.
I think he played 6 different positions in this series. We've seen him everywhere.
Is down 1-1.
A lot of these guys. We've seen Gurriel at third, over to first, back to third. Bregman from short to third, back to short. Gonzalez at short, now in left. I mean, outside of Altuve, Marisnik, even Derek Fisher, left and right field.
A 1-1 count on Echeverria. Fouls it out of play. Puts him down 1-2. Echeverria trying to get the Rays on the board. He's had a couple of late game big hits for the Rays. A couple of game tying hits with 2 outs in the 9th inning for Echeverria. And he is out on strikes here in the second, or not. Nope, it's going to be strike 2, and it's 2-2.
Okay. I have it marked down, so I'm hoping I have to erase it. Do not want to have to leave that there.
And a cut and a miss. He's out on strikes that time.
Got him with almost the same pitch. Just low ride a fastball, create a little bit of an angle away, and get it by the swing of Echeverria.
Well, 2 outs with 2 men on. And here's Dickerson. Dickerson had the base hit to left his first time. Rays left 2 men on in the first, 2 on, 2 out in the second. And there's a strike, picking up the zone. Well, in the early part here, I think these hitters still trying to size up the strike zone, trying to determine what is a strike and what is not a strike.
Yep, there's definitely been some chatter back and forth between the hitter and James Hoy, trying to hone in on what his limits are.
Into the dirt, 1-1.
And you know, that's one of those things, most umpires, you can have a conversation with them as long as it's a civil conversation and you're not showing them up. You're not turning and speaking directly at them. You just kind of speak out of the corner of your mouth. I had that a little bit down. No, that's right there. Okay, is that as far as you're going to go? Okay, you know, and they kind of will do that back and forth.
Now, Souza had a little conversation at the end of the top of the first over a called third strike. Dickerson is behind 1-2. Rays have scored 500 runs this year, winning last night's game 3-0. They're 8th in the league in runs scored. That's a foul ball. Late swing there.
Just trying to stay alive and on anything close as you start to realize, you know, what's the strike zone going to be like. And Corey Dickerson, he's one to go out of the strike zone anyway. So nothing new for him, but yeah, kind of an awkward tomahawk style foul off right there.
And there's a liner into right. That's going to be a base hit. And they're going to send the runner home. The throw way offline. Miller scores. And with that ball loose, Ramos will advance to third. And Dickerson winds up at second.
I'm going to tell you something, Dwayne. When they were sending Brad Miller, you're thinking, okay, with 2 outs, you're going to be aggressive there. But that was an aggressive send. But what the Rays know is that Derek Fisher does not have a right fielder's arm, because this ball gets to him before Brad Miller gets to third base. And then watch this throw. I mean, that's just launch angle with nothing behind it. It's well wide and it's way up in the air, and that allows Brad to get in easily. And then of course the Rays on the base pass move up 90 feet.
So the Rays have tied this game, and here's Duda. He sends a fly ball into left. Gonzalez is there to make the catch, and that retires the side. A couple of errors in the inning help. The Rays have tied this one 1-1. And the Astros move into the bottom of the second inning. Our Toyota inside look at this stretch, a daunting stretch here for the Rays, starting in New York. And you know, not that you want to obsess over this, but you think about that ground ball that went through that tied the game, and the Rays went on to lose it in extra innings in New York. You make that play, they get out of New York 2-2. They've taken 2 out of 3 here from the Astros, and you're feeling pretty good about yourself at the start of this run, all against contending teams. Derek Fisher taking a strike.
Yeah.
Rays will be home tomorrow night against the Brewers.
And that's the thing. The final 3 teams of this daunting stretch you get at home. And Milwaukee's come back to earth a little bit. Boston kind of middling around, and of course the Indians. But yeah, I mean, the thing that's nice though about this team is they are resilient. They don't let a play or a game or a series like that in New York get them down. They come right in here. They take a whooping in game 1.
Yep.
And I don't know, come right back and win the next 2.
Yeah, and when you think about it, that's really a remarkable trait, because losing the way they did in New York, if you let it, I mean, you could carry that thing with you for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a tough game to lose, and they've refused to do that, which is good to see.
And then you come in here after that series, and they put up 2 touchdowns on you.
Strike 3 called on Fisher.
And that's a sobering reminder of what this team is capable of. But they bounce right back. They win game 2 last night behind Austin Pruitt against Keuchel. They take an early lead, and he makes it hold up. The bullpen's been great the last couple of nights.
Well, the additions to the bullpen, yeah, I think it starts with Echeverria to help the defense, and a big addition there defensively. And then what they've done to the bullpen has been fun. Tyler White takes a pitch up, and I think we saw last night with Cishek again giving the Rays a big lift, an inning and a third. 2-0. Tyler White, the first baseman. It'll be fun to see Ryan Stanek with that great velocity, and now a split. Cut and a miss. 2-1. So there are a lot of different looks out there in the bullpen now.
Really are. I mean, really are. From the lefty Jennings, herky-jerky, likes to pitch in on lefties. They give you a little bit of a breaking ball. Cishek, of course. Stanek throws 100. Tommy Hunter, fastball cutter. He's got a lot of, gasoline. Boxberger will give you the changeup. Romo from the side and runs a breaking ball that seemingly sweeps about 3-4 feet.
Yeah, all of those guys different. Pitch, foul out of play. And I think this time, when Stanek was up earlier, it might have been before his time, and they were hoping that he could play a key role and get some big outs. Well, he doesn't have to be at the top of that list right now. There's a guy down the line a little bit as far as the bullpen is concerned, an experienced bullpen. This one cued, and Snell with a little toss after the pickup, and White is out of there. Toss to Duda.
So this is what you're talking about. 5 2/3. They give it up 1 hit. Tommy Hunter, that fastball, 97-98. Dan Jennings, a pop up into foul territory in last night's game, and then of course the guy at the end that racks up the saves. Did it again last night.
A.J. Reed lets it loose and misses. Strike 1. And you have some guys out there who've been in some high leverage situations before. Cishek's been that way. Romo. I mean, they've been in tough spots.
Romo's got 3 rings.
Yep.
I mean, he's been in tough spots in the biggest games ever.
You can't discount that. High popper going to be out of the reach of Longoria, back into the stands. 2 strikes.
We got on the bus, and you were there in New York, and I talked to Sergio the entire ride. It was like 45, 50 minutes just going over his career, the big games, the World Series games, the development of different pitches, and the thought process that goes behind it. I mean, this is a guy, a ton of experience out in that bullpen in his mid-30s, and has already seen more big games than probably that entire bullpen combined.
Yep.
And he's another guy that's going to be in the lower leverage, get you out of the 6th, before you turn it over to the big guns at the end. it's going to be fun to watch Kevin Cash mix and match the rest of the way.
This one is down 2-2. Well, the maneuvers that we've seen the front office make, the baseball office make, it had to be fun to be in some of those meetings and making the moves they've made and trying to put together a bullpen. The encouraging thing is, you know, they're pretty honest evaluation about what this team needed. It had to upgrade the defense, had to upgrade the bullpen, and they've gone out and attempted to do that. I mean, no team's perfect. I mean, you're not going to score as many runs as easily as you'd want, things like that. But you can take the greatest team of all time and tinker with that. You still need to improve it. Ground ball first. Duda is going to make that play unassisted. A 1-2-3 inning here from Blake Snell. We're tied 1-1 through 2. Rays have been making a splash this summer, and kids get a chance to dive in Sunday when the Rays host the Brewers. Youngsters 14 and under receive swim goggles presented by 7-Eleven. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com today. Rays up. Evan Longoria goes after the first pitch, fouling it back and out of play. Rays facing Colin McHugh tonight, 30-year-old right-hander. Longoria, Morrison, and Souza due up in the inning. Pops it up on the left side. Bregman from short and shallow left. One away. Morrison, who walked in the first inning. A walk last night, hit the 2-run homer in the first. Homered in the first inning here Tuesday night.
It's been pretty interesting here too. Is, you know, he had the sore heel, and then all of a sudden the trade for Lucas Duda comes through. Lucas settles in at first base, give Logan Morrison some time off of that heel, and here we are a week plus later, and Kevin Cash continuing with that look. And Duda's been, you know, listen, Logan Morrison, we talked about how good he's been out there defensively, helping out these Rays infielders. Lucas Duda, much of the same. And he's getting the bulk of the playing time out there at first base right now.
Fly ball back into left center. Gonzalez on the run. That's going to be over his head. Stuck at the bottom of the wall for a double. Morrison picking up his 17th double. This one into left center.
But just a strange looking play right there, because that ball barely gets over Marwin Gonzalez. He doesn't even offer at it. Looked like he maybe could have tried to make a play. And he's hustling out there towards left center field. As you see Morrison wait on that pitch and then jump into it. And that ball right over the shoulder and right to the bottom of the wall, and then the loft back into the infield.
Now Gonzalez found himself in sort of no man's land out there. He wasn't sure. It almost took a defensive posture, almost acting as if he wasn't exactly sure where the flight of the ball was. Big cut here and a miss by Steven Souza Jr. Called out on strikes his first time up. So Morrison in scoring position. Tie game 1-1. Upstairs, Astros have Altuve. Altuve on the shortstop side of the bag, guarding the middle of the infield. Sweeps it off the plate. 2-1. Foul back and out of play. 2-2 the count. Let's check in with Alex quickly. Alex?
Hey there, Dwayne. Well, for Steven Souza Jr., after missing the last 2 games with a left foot contusion, he's relieved to get back in the starting lineup tonight. On Monday, he had fouled a ball off of his left foot, but he said after an MRI on yesterday, there were no signs of a break. He's just dealing with severe pain. Dwayne, in typical Souza fashion, he says as long as he's laughing, he doesn't feel the pain is bad.
Yeah, well, Souza himself there with that foul ball. And now happy to be back in the lineup, and the Rays happy to have that bat right here in this situation, trying to grab the lead.
Well, he's another guy having a career season. Home runs, runs driven in, walks. Very dangerous bat. He's been very consistent.
And he's out on strikes and not happy. That pitch up, and he swung through it.
But you're just not sure. You know, Colin McHugh put that pitch in a great spot. You're not convinced either way. That ball's out of the zone, could be at the top of the zone. You've got to offer at it, and you just can't get up there and get to it.
So foul tip strikeout there. 2 outs. Morrison still at second base. It's up to Brad Miller. Strike one. Miller walked in the second inning to open that frame, and that led to a run for the Rays. It's a ball and a strike. Houston scored in the first. The Rays back with a run in the second. They've had men in scoring position in each of the first 3 innings. See if Miller can cash in here. Now 2-1. Wilson Ramos would be next. Foul deep out of play the other way to the second deck. Taking a bow after that grab. 2-2 and a liner into right field. Fisher is there making the grab, and the Rays leave a man at second. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-1. Sound is brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers and by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Back in Houston, a beautiful ballpark here. Retractable roof and natural light coming through all along the left field side, extending over into center field.
I do love that part of this stadium. Yep. I mean, when you can look out and see part of the skyline and get that natural light in here.
Marissa taking the pitch for a strike. There's a great look of it right there.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, when you have the roof here as high as it is, and then you get the natural light coming in from left center or from left field all the way out to center, you don't feel like you're in a dome. That's the nice thing about it. You can close the roof, and with the grass field and all those visuals, it doesn't feel like you're playing indoors.
Sight lines are, I think, really great for the fans as well.
Very intimate.
It's a ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, this park, I know you've been a huge fan of it. It's grown on me over the years, and I think in what they did out in center field, it has really topped it off. I like this place a lot.
Snell picks up another strikeout. Marisnik, the first out here in the 5th inning. 5 strikeouts for Snell, and he's 6 of 9 in first pitch strikes. You saw the center field and the hitter's background out there. What they've done.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. I'll tell you what else is nice is the stat you just threw out there. 6 out of 9 with the first pitch strikes. And oh, by the way, we talked about it early, the changeup. The changeup to these right-handed hitters has played a big role first time through.
Here's Jose Altuve lifting one deep into right center field. Malik Smith will chase it, and it's gone. Altuve unloads his 16th home run of the year to make it 2-1. Houston hitting 175 home runs, tops. And Altuve takes it out to right center.
How about that? That's what is impressive. Jose Altuve, not a big man. That home run, right center, as towering as it was, that is a big boy shot the other way. And he's able to get it done and drop it into the Astro bullpen.
Bregman bouncing one to third. Longoria has to back up and makes a nice play. Duda on the receiving end takes care of Bregman.
Yeah, Evan almost got himself caught with a bad hop. Those are the tough ones where you've got to make that quick decision on whether to charge or retreat. And watch how he ends up right here. Nope, I'll back up and have the backhand get the high hop and then have to throw those split-second decisions.
Well, instinctively, he wants to charge, but quickly found himself in between and made a nice recovery. And a good play down there at third base. 1-0 the count to Gurriel. 1-1. Now a ball and 2 strikes. Breaking ball. That's going to go the other way. Fastball. Really, Gurriel picks up the second hit of the inning. It's his second hit of the night. "55 pitches to this point, 29 of those in the first inning. 16 pitch second.
Trying to get that thing back under control here and try to avoid that 20 per average.
Gaddis takes it just off the plate, close, but not close enough for James Hoy.
And even that call that went in Evan Gaddis's favor, he turns around and was talking to Hoy about the strike zone. And guys are still trying to get a read on what it's going to be or what it is, and maybe it's just potluck tonight.
Runner at first, 2 outs, a run home. Blake Snell still in pursuit of his first win of the year. He was 6-8 in part of the year last season with the Rays. Now he gets a strike call. Now that pitch in the same vicinity but up a little bit is a strike. A lot of conversation. Chopped to short. Echeverria to second. Out there, and that'll take care of Houston. But they pick up a run on the Jose Altuve home run. It's 2-1 Houston. Geico, great moment. It was on this day in 2013. Will Myers recording the first walk-off hit of his career, driving in Desmond Jennings for the game winner. 22 years, 236 days for Will, becoming the youngest Ray to deliver a walk-off hit since Evan Longoria on May 25th of 2008. Evan, 22 years, 231 days. That was a double against Baltimore. Wilson Ramos to open the fourth inning. Rays find themselves down by 1 run, 2-1, facing Colin McHugh. A strike on the outside corner, and again there's that pitch up a little bit and enough of the corner to be a strike, and so far that pitch down doesn't appear to be one that the plate umpire James Hoy likes to call a strike. That's kind of the history on him. That pitch down is an issue. One and one now. A shot into center field. Marishnik back though, and he makes the catch. Ramos out number 1 in the 4th. He had reached on catcher's interference his first time up. Smith. Strike 1. Ball, 1 strike. Colin McHugh, the right-hander. A couple of years ago, he started to wear that protective headgear inside his cap. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A rectangular piece of Kevlar that provided some padding in there.
Well, I'll tell you what, if it's in there now, they have streamlined it very nicely. It could be. Yeah, that was a big talk there for a spring training or two. All the line drives coming back through the box and guys getting hit.
As I recall, he had, I think, a former classmate who he played baseball with who had developed one of those at a company trying to promote that. And a cut and a miss. He strikes out Smith.
And just like they drew it up, Evan Gattis telling McHugh, I want this ball down and in. Okay, so up and away with the break. Gets the same result, or at least the result they were looking for.
So 2 up, 2 down. He's thrown 8 consecutive first pitch strikes now. McHugh. And to Danny Echeverria. Well, there's another first pitch strike. This one on the breaking ball.
The one guy who's been able to figure out the strike zone. And he has certainly settled in here in the middle innings.
13 of 18 for him. And we just got word that he is wearing that protective headgear. Ground ball. Bregman from shortstop throws out Echeverria. 1-2-3 inning. Through 3.5, it's 2-1 Houston. The Rays, we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. This Saturday, the Rays players won't be the only superheroes in the building when the first 15,000 fans in attendance when the Rays take on the Brewers receive their very own Rays-themed Marvel Iron Man figurine presented by Crown Automotive Group. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Rays up. Rays fan right there. Marwin Gonzalez set to lead off. And he takes a big cut and misses. Strike one.
It may have hurt his lower back. That was such a big swing. See him trying to stretch it right there. He came unglued on a first pitch changeup.
He struck out on the changeup in the first. Ground ball. Echeverria from shortstop throws a strike to first. Leadoff man retired in the bottom of the 4th. Now Derek Fisher. Fisher called out on strikes his first time. It's 9 of 13 first pitch strikes, 9 of 14, I guess, right now.
I think that too is the message that Jim Hickey trying to send Blake Snell. Listen, your stuff is plenty good enough. Go out there and attack that strike zone.
Foul out of play.
And really that has to be the mindset. Attack mode. You know, we saw him 2 starts ago pick up the tempo and the pace on the mound.
And that really seemed to help.
Yeah, it should. I mean, you know, it gets you into a rhythm. It keeps you, it gets you and keeps you aggressive.
What about moving on the rubber? He's moved toward the middle a little bit.
Yeah, he's smack dab in the middle, and that has more to do with how your stuff is going to play. You know, maybe you've had trouble, you know, if you're on the third base side and you've had trouble getting the ball away to righties, you'll move a little bit further away. A lot of times it's just a feel and how your stuff has been playing and how to maximize the angles that you create. And you see a lot of guys that have good sinking fastballs, they move to the other side. So if you're a lefty, you're on the third base side. If you're a righty, you're over on the first base side, and that lets you run the ball away from the lefties. You know, just you create angles, and it's a comfort thing. And I will tell you this: moving on the rubber, you think, well, it's not that big of a deal. It's kind of a big deal. It just that little bit. If you're on one edge of the rubber, the way that you look in at home plate, and you move to the middle, the whole sight line changes.
Yes, it's a different view.
Completely different view. It really is. It's not as, you know, flippant of a move as you would think on a, you know, on a pitching rubber. You get a completely different look, and it does take some getting used to, especially the guys that made, you know, I was a guy that at one point pitched on the first base side of the rubber, moved all the way to the third. I felt like I had gone across the world.
You know, there's a discussion right here about what the count is.
Well, I don't know.
And James Boy was checking down with Tim Timmons. Well, sometimes neither one of us don't. But it appears to be 3-2, and it's Academic now with the base hit served into left. And we thought it was 3-2, but there was some discussion on the field among the hitter and the Rays catcher and the home plate umpire and the third base umpire there for a moment before Fisher serves the base hit the other way. So Fisher, who came into the game 1 of 9 against lefties, is aboard. And now Tyler White. He is 0 for 1. Out pitcher first his first time. Toss over there. White having a good year at AAA. Fresno is their AAA club. hitting .299 there with 19 homers and 69 runs batted in 91 games. It's 1-0. 9 for 16 in first pitch strikes. Out of the stretch here, 1 on, 1 out. And another pitch, and pitch down right there. Tough to get a strike from James Hoy there, even though it appeared to be catching part of the zone. You just, it's at best a coin flip down there with him behind the plate.
That's not too fun when you can't go get that pitch if you need it.
There's White out in front. Nice 2-0 pitch on the changeup.
Yeah, the changeup has been really good for Blake here tonight. You know, we kind of wondered early on the way that he used it in the first inning. Is this going to play a big role? And it certainly has. Gotten some strikeouts, a number of strikeouts with it. Get back into account with it here. Still got some work to do.
2-1 ball game. Houston leading. We're in the bottom of the fourth. 1 on, 1 out. Snell dealing with the number 7 hitter. And misses wide. 3-1. Another young hitter, A.J. Reed, is on deck, serving as the DH. We'll take the count full, foul out of play. Season series knotted up between these two teams, 3-3. Rays lost the first game here and came back to win the next 2. Line drive into right center, and that's Souza to catch it. Steven Souza Jr. makes the catch. And Fisher back to first base. Souza stretching out into right center field there.
Yeah, and he came down pretty hard as you see him dive right at that. And come down taking that line drive away. It looked like he was bound for right center field and the turf. But Souza Jr. comes in to save the day.
Two gone. A.J. Reed. Ground ball and a great stop at first by Duda, who makes the play unassisted, and that will take care of Houston in the fourth. Nice play by the Rays first baseman on the backhand. We're headed into the fifth. 2-1 Houston. Defense, the name of the game here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Our Bonefish catch, or perhaps catches of the game. Great catch out there in right field by Susan. And then Lucas Duda with a nice backhand to take care of A.J. Reed unassisted. And on to the 5th inning we go.
And Lucas Duda talked an awful lot about his offense for this Rays team. 3 home runs already in the week that he's been with them. But boy, soft hands down at first base. Whether he's receiving balls from infielders or making a play like that, looked pretty easy.
Corey Dickerson leads off and rolls it to the right side with the shift on, and he hit it right to Altuve. That's 10 first pitch strikes in a row from McHugh. Now here is Lucas Duda. Well, the Rays home tomorrow night. Jake Faria is going to make the start. Faria, Cobb, and Archer pitching that weekend series against the Milwaukee Brewers. Duda takes it up 1-0. Boy, I'll tell you, if the Rays could somehow get out of town here with a win and then have those pitchers lined up for the Brewers series, they'd have a chance to put a nice little string together. There's a strike, and it's 1-1. Only one team has beaten the Astros in 3 consecutive games. The Indians won 5 straight end of April and then in May. And the Rays trying to come up with a win here tonight and take 3 in a row from Houston.
Speaking of the Indians, Corey Kluber, a complete game tonight in a win against the New York Yankees.
How about that?
3 hits, a run. Sonny Gray, Corey Kluber was the matchup.
2-2. Look at the standings. Yankees a game and a half back of Boston, and the Rays 3.5 back.
I don't know if the Yankees have the Yankees won since the trade deadline. I don't think they have.
Swing and a miss. Duda's out on strikes. They lost 3 in a row.
There you go.
So 2 up, 2 down. 7 in a row retired by McHugh. And he has 5 strikeouts. Now Evan Longoria. Breaking pitch away. Well, McHugh had a run of 10 consecutive first pitch strikes come to an end with the at bat of Lucas Duda, but he struck him out. Now 1-0 to Longoria. 2 balls, no strikes. Evan still looking for his first hit ever off McHugh. Well, now would be a good time for a long one. He's up in the count, 2-0. Launch one.
I'm feeling the same way. He's swinging the bat well. He's been locked in for about a month. And McHugh just apparently at this point is not going to give in to him.
No, breaking ball there. Missed 3-0.
Well, you got danger lurking on deck too, Morrison, and we saw him fall behind him earlier in the ball game and end up walking him almost like an unintentional intentional.
Now strike. It's 3-1. Yeah, and Morrison, as we mentioned earlier, 4 hits, 4 home runs. He's added to that with a walk and a double tonight. Those matchups against McHugh. Fly ball, right field. Fisher has it go over his head and bounce up into the stands over the wall out there. And Evan Longoria picks up his 28th double of the year.
Falling behind 3-0. and you get strike one in there, you got to come back with another one. Evan knows this. Tries to come with the same pitch, and look at that swing. Beautiful. Goes out, lets the ball get into the zone, and then rifles one right over the head of Fisher and up into the stands.
Yeah, that's the low wall here. It's 7 feet high. You've got a chance to get that one to bounce into the stands, as Longoria did there for the double. So with 2 outs, the Rays are down by a run, with Logan Morrison about to step in, and he has swung a good bat against McHugh. Takes it wide, 1-0. Nice take there away.
Yeah, he's just
2
not,
balls, no strikes.
not going to expand. Not going to expand, and he's gotten to the point now where he can look for one pitch in one spot before he turns it loose.
And a swing and a miss. Pitch up. 2-1.
He got a fastball. He got it with a little bit of elevation, and you can see he's not too happy with the result, but you're still okay. I mean, still 2-1.
And McHugh normally pretty good about keeping that fastball on the perimeter of the strike zone.
That's where it gets frustrating, because Logan Morrison typically has got a really good defined strike zone, and going outside of it there, a 2-1 count, gets another fastball. This one off almost the whole way. You can see the body language. He's not real happy with himself. We'll get 3 of them.
A 2-2 count now. It's popped up, a foul ball, and headed toward third by the dugout, caught by Gurriel. Boy, for a moment, Ray's hoping that might wind up out of play, but it is caught by Gurriel, and it's 2-1 Houston. Break brought to you by T-Mobile. Rays will be headed home following this game in Houston, and they will open the homestand against the Milwaukee Brewers. And the Brewers, despite the numbers by Travis Shaw, their 24 home runs, they have struggled recently to score runs.
Yeah, don't let the numbers on the other side fool you. Since the middle of July, the Brewers are 5-12 and averaging 3.1 runs a game, so they are not coming in on a high by any stretch.
Jake Marisnick takes the ball. So the bottom of the 5th underway. And 2-0. Snell through the first 18 hitters, twice through the lineup, is 10 of 18 in first pitch strikes. Two and one. And now behind 3-1. Full count. Altuve on deck. Marisnick fouls one into the stands. Faria opens the series tomorrow night against the Brewers. Brandon Woodruff has been recalled and will be inserted into the starting role for Milwaukee. Another foul ball out of play, so we'll see another 3-2 pitch. Take a look at the matchups for the series against Milwaukee coming up. Woodruff up from AAA against Jake Faria. Zach Davies against Alex Cobb on Saturday. And Chris Archer and Jimmy Nelson, the matchup on Sunday. And there's ball 4. The leadoff walk. It's the first walk given up by Snell, and it comes to lead off the inning.
He's done a good job of forcing this team to put the ball in play. And you know, the last thing you want to do, you're down a run, 5th inning, obviously leadoff walk bad, leadoff walk out of the 9-hole worse, and now Altuve up at the plate, so Blake Snell has to go to work here.
Yeah, you don't want to walk guys in front of Altuve, who is the difference in this game right now with his 3rd inning home run. And there's a strike. Here's the home run. 16th of the year.
That was an impressive shot there. How high he hit that the other way. He's got a quick bat. He's got a powerful bat because he's got so much bat speed that he creates.
Here's the left side for a base hit this time. Marisnick falls down, rounding the bag, but the throw came toward 3rd. And by the time he got there, he had scrambled back into 2nd. An aggressive turn by Marisnick, and he fell.
And Altuve is out there asking him, what are you doing? Altuve, I mean, that's another great example of his bat speed as he roped that breaking ball into left. And Marisnick is making a hard play towards getting to 3rd. And that's exactly why that throw went to 3rd, because Corey Dickerson saw him come around that bag hot. And he's immediately saw him coming and flipped that ball in there. And Marisnick, he did not get to see that part of it. What are you doing?
Hey, what's up? Marisnick at 2nd, Altuve at 1st with nobody out. Jim Hickey concludes this conference on the hill with Blake Snell before he works to Alex Bregman. Bregman already has a hit tonight, a 1st inning double. that led to the first run. 2-1 now, and Houston threatening here in the 5th. That's a strike. Brad Boxberger throwing in the bullpen. And a miss away, up and away. 1-1. Marisnick off second base, active out there, bluffing a little start.
You know, and Alex Bregman, you're trying to make it as difficult on Blake Snell as you possibly can. So you create some disturbance back there, trying to get a good pitch for Alex Bregman. You think about Bregman maybe laying down a bunt at the beginning of this at bat, but he's been swinging the bat so well that they're going to let him spin this thing and swing away, especially now 2-1. So look at both runners trying to give Blake an eyeful.
And a foul ball back, fastball. 2.
Well, if I'm Blake too, I don't really take much of a look over there at Altuve. I would take a peek, but they had Lucas Duda was playing in front of him before that, so he's not even holding him on. There's nothing you can do about him anyway, and you got a guy on second. So that's where the focus should be. Altuve's going to get a huge lead because there's no threat of anybody going there.
Two goes wide. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yuli Gurriel is on deck.
Up to this point, pitch of the game's right here. You cannot let this one get away. Bases loaded, nobody.
Three-two. Ground ball going to go through. Charged by Dickerson. Marisnick will head to the plate. The throw will come through. Not in time. Marisnick scores head first. Bregman got it through the hole on the left side. 3-1 Houston. Altuve stopped at second. Bregman picking up his second hit of the night. And with it, the run batted in. Hickey checking with the bullpen now.
Man, look, there'll be another changeup, and that one was right in the middle of the plate. Bregman not fooled this go-around. And Marisnick was challenging Corey Dickerson from the get-go. And he's able to force a wide throw, get in behind that, and that's going to end Blake's night.
Well, that's going to be it for Blake Snell. Call of the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. out. Get a $6 value for $5 when you ask for a grouper from the Florida Lottery. With so many life-changing prizes, get your group ready. The Florida Lottery. It's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly.
Well, Blake Snell's night cut short here. The little Astro uprising in the 5th inning. Looked good early on, getting some strikeouts with the changeup, the fastball elevated. A little breaking ball right there. And then all of a sudden, Jose Altuve, and that would give the Astros the lead. And then right here, Alex Bregman able to get that ball, that changeup into the hole. Runners on first and second with nobody out, and Blake Snell. You can understand the frustration. This game can be humbling, very difficult.
Yeah, there's some genuine frustration and anger there. And in a way, it's not a bad thing, because it's a frustrating run here for Blake Snell.
Yeah, you know, and it's gotten to the point that his margin for error is very small. And the first sign of things going south or even sideways, Kevin Cash has been quick to pop out of that bullpen or pop out of the dugout and go to the bullpen.
And he really has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, here you're trying to stay in contention. You're entertaining possibilities of postseason play. Now Boxberger and Gurriel lifts a high fly ball into center. Smith will make the catch, and the throw, pretty good one to third base on one hop. The runners remain at first and second as Gurriel is the first out. Yeah, you can't blame Kevin Cash in this situation. You know, earlier in the year, a little more rope, but not now. You want to keep this team as close as possible. The Rays have 4 at-bats left. And so now a big job facing Boxberger here. He's gotten the first one. And here's Evan Gattis. Gattis 0 for 2. This would be a big stop if Boxberger could hold this lineup right now. Pitch down, and boy, off the bag out there at second. Altuve almost found himself a little too far, almost halfway between second and third. Two. You see those 2 pitches there. Some umpires going to give you those pitches for strikes, and you're ahead on 2 great pitches, 0-2. But tonight you're behind 2-0.
And that makes the degree of difficulty. You think about Evan Gattis, second in the American League in slugging in that month of July where this Astro offense went bonkers.
And a big cut and a miss on the fastball. 2-1.
He ties up Gattis here with that fastball up and in.
Oh, vicious swing.
Angry.
Down and away. Nice pick by Ramos. 3-1.
Like a first baseman. And he had to be, because this is 92, well wide and down. That's your only hope, is the pick.
More impressive the last 2 times we saw it. Bregman first, Altuve at second. Leadoff walk's been turned into a run. Down to third. Longoria's going to take it to second one. First base two. 5-4-3, and Boxberger does the job. Gaddis grounds into the double play. They limit the damage to one. We'll take a look at the around the horn double play as we head into the sixth. 3-1 Houston. Those Brewers starting tomorrow night. Rays opening a big homestand. We've got some work for them tonight. Down by 2 as they come in to hit in the 6th inning. Steven Souza Jr. 0 for 2, a couple strikeouts. Hughes pitch, and he swings through it. Pitch up out of the zone. That's where he got him on strikes in the 3rd inning. And now the other end of the zone. But as you can see, that's got to be well within that strike zone down there to get the call. And he did exactly that. One ball, 2 strikes. Five strikeouts on the night for McHugh. Two and 2. Rays left 2 men on in the first. They left 2 on in the second when they scored a run. Single men in the 3rd and the 5th. And now the count's full.
Souza Jr. just refuses to swing the bat. I mean, he just like, forget it. Not going to go up after those high pitches. Those have not been consistently called strikes.
And he sends this one deep down the line and left and gone. Home run for Souza. Well, he waited for a 3-2 pitch to swing the bat, and he hits his 23rd home run of the year. Well, the Rays get one of those runs back. Steven Souza Jr. opening the 6th inning with a home run.
Doing his best Kirk Gibson impression. Well, how was he able to keep that ball fair? That ball was in off the plate, and he pulled the hands in enough to get it right down the line and not hook that thing foul. Boy, if he could have just done the arm thing coming around second, that would have been epic.
Well, back in the lineup and a home run tonight here to open the 6th to make it 3-2.
We got to have Alex ask him after this ball game, how did you not go to the chainsaw out at second base with the heavy limp?
Yeah, that would have been the full channeling of Gibson.
Souza Jr. right now saying, Chad, I don't know if you saw the result of that. It was a home run. Always teaching.
Yeah, that's right. Piece of it foul, 2-2. High fly ball up into the girders and coming down. Fisher is there to make the catch. Boy, that was a towering fly ball. And for a moment, you're wondering if there could be some contact up there.
That may get the roof at Tropicana Field. If it makes it through the rings, that may have gotten the roof. I mean, this is way, way up there. And you're right, those girders came into play. Well, at least it seemed to be.
Miller, a high fly ball into right for the first out.
If they had anybody come out here to Minute Maid Park with a fungo and try to hit some pop-ups up into the rafters. See if they can do it.
Brent Strom, the pitching coach, headed to the mound. He was impressed by that towering fly ball. Home run by Souza to open the inning. It's a one-run game. We'll remind you of the Rays and 7-Eleven bringing a $7.11 ticket to Rays fans. Visit a local participating 7-Eleven store. Pick up a Rays discount coupon for the game next Friday when the Brewers are in town, which would be tomorrow. And while you're there, cool off with a Big Gulp and a Rays branded Big Gulp Cup for only 79 cents in stores through the month of August. Rays up. That conference concludes before Wilson Ramos steps in. Ramos takes a strike. Mariano's up in the bullpen, the latest addition to this Houston pitching staff. Pitch is fouled out of play. Did he go? A check on the pitch up. Wave and a miss. And that pitch sweeping away. And that's the second out. Strikeout number 6.
And that looks to be that slider that Colin McHugh has added to his repertoire. And you're right, just slides it right off the plate.
McSmith. He bunts, pops it up. It's going to be caught and foul ground by Gurriel to retire the side. But the Rays get a run on the leadoff blast into the Crawford boxes and left. Souza's 23rd home run of the year. And that will draw the Rays to within a run, 3-2 Houston. Makes it a one-run ball game. Brad Boxberger got out of a big spot in the bottom of the 5th inning to keep the Rays relevant in this game.
Well, came on with runners at first and second base, nobody out, middle of the lineup. Soft fly ball there, then a hard hit ball here by Gaddis, but right at Evan Longoria, and the Rays were able to turn it over, keep it just a 2-run game, and now, after their half, just a 1-run game, and Boxberger back to work here in the bottom 6.
Well, the Rays a step closer. And here's Marwin Gonzalez with Derek Fisher and Tyler White to follow. This is a strike. Gonzalez struck out and grounded out tonight. Both of those bats against Blake Snell, who gave up 3 runs in 4+ innings. There's a strike. You can see Gonzalez shorten on the bat. Boxberger quickly ahead, 0-2. And a swing and a miss. So quick work by Boxberger of Gonzalez. First strikeout for the Rays right-hander.
Yeah, and nothing really fancy or tricky about that sequence. Just 3 fastballs away. That one just off. And Marwin Gonzalez goes down quickly.
Derek Fisher, 1 for 2. He's singled in the 4th inning off Snell. Takes the ball against Boxberger. Oh. Sergio Romo up in the bullpen now for the Rays. It's ball 3. Astros have Davinsky joining Liriano. So they have the righty who's on your left and the lefty who's on your right. pitch is a strike. 3-1.
They end up getting a look at Liriano coming out of the bullpen. It was the one move that this Astro team made. Liriano is obviously a starting pitcher. Has been.
Boxberger back with a couple strikes to run the count full. Swing and a miss. Boxberger with a fastball strikes out Fisher. Back-to-back strikeouts from Brad Boxberger.
Well, he falls behind 3-0. Doesn't panic. Comes right back in. 1-2, and there's that. Up and away. Fisher cannot get up to it. And the bullpen of the Rays right back to work. They've had a nice little stretch here. The last 2 ball games, throwing the ball extremely well, and now Brad Boxberger getting his opportunity, and he's come up big for the Rays.
First pitch. White takes it high, 1-0. Well, if the Rays can continue to get this kind of work out of the bullpen, here's a strike, and it's 1-1. They've closed to within a run. And Houston has had bullpen issues. As the season has gone on, those issues have become more acute. Did he go? Rays want the appeal, and yes, he did. That's Ramon De Jesus making the call. And it's 1-2.
Absolutely too far. Committed to the swing, and now Boxberger 1 strike away.
Foul right back. See another 1-2 pitch. And fouled again. Rays dropped 3 of 4 in New York. They've won 2 of the first 3 here in Houston, down 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning of the wrap-up game of the series and the road trip. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase the fastball, and Brad Boxberger strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Astros. We go into the 7th inning with the Rays down by a run, 3-2. Boxberger getting Gonzalez, Fisher, and White to take us into the 7th. Down by a run to Houston. You're looking at Francisco Liriano, the newest member of this Houston pitching staff. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. And since June 30th, the Houston bullpen, the ERA has been .631. And progressively, month to month to month, it has been headed in the wrong direction. And the Rays hope that they can continue that trend as they face Francisco Liriano moving into the 7th. And Danny Echeverria to lead off against him. And the pitch is a ball.
You know, Liriano, the one move, like you said, that the Astros made, they're going to take him from a starter, put him out into the bullpen.
Fly ball into right. Fisher backs up and makes the catch. It's the first out. Third time in Liriano's career that he's been traded at the trade deadline. This time coming from Toronto to Houston.
Well, and that bullpen too, and you know, they certainly hope that he can help fortify it, because it has been leaking a little bit, and it's got a lot of people around this area concerned when you start looking big picture. I mean, this team, barring one of the worst collapses in the history of the sport, they're going to win the division. They're up by 15 games, for goodness sake, here in August. But what are you going to do past that? You know, it's going to be tough for you if you maintain that lead. You're not going to be playing meaningful games for 3 months. And then all of a sudden, on top of that, you got to get your starting rotation where you're happy with that, and then hope to have a bullpen. Because no bullpen in the playoffs, and you're in trouble.
There's a base hit by Dickerson past Altuve and into center field. Sharply hit. And Dickerson's on for the 3rd time. He is 3 for 4 tonight.
Boy, Dickerson's starting to heat up. Started game 1 of this series, you know, 2 home runs in a losing effort, but both of them to left field. That's always a good sign when the hitter starts going the other way. And now starting to get locked in, and Liriano getting into a dangerous part of the Rays lineup.
Lucas Duda 0 for 3. The Houston bullpen in August 291, or April 291, in May 388. June 514 and July 612. And now we're in August. With Liriano in here, 1 on, 1 out in the 7th. It's too low, 2-0. (3-2) ball game. Top half of the 7th. Evan Longoria is on deck. Good cut and a miss. A 2-0 cut there on a mid-90s fastball. Two and two.
Just a little cutting action right there. Either a tight slider, a small cutter. Liriano here coming out. The one plus for him and coming out of the bullpen is he doesn't have to hold anything back. And so we've seen the fastball get up to 95. That little cut right there was at 88.
And a check there takes the count to 3-2. Liriano with Toronto was 6-5 with a .588 earned run average in 18 starts. And command at times was his issue over there.
Yeah. And then you start thinking about tight games late, coming out of the bullpen. You've got to be able to pound the zone.
And he walks Lucas Duda.
Yeah, that's why, and maybe this move works out for the Astros. And A.J. Hinch is coming out to get Francisco Liriano, but this is what you worry about with Liriano. In these tight spots late in games, you don't have time to get into the field.
Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Put something together in the 7th. MLB.TV Premium lets you watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackouts and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Here's Davinsky, the new pitcher for Houston. And Evan Longoria will step in here for the Rays. Dickerson at second, Duda on first. Evan takes the pitch outside. It's 1-0. Evan with one previous at bat against Davinsky, 0 for 1. Balls, no strikes. $16 holes for Davinsky this year. And Evan tries to check, but went around. 2-1.
Well, how about Davinsky's mechanics here? As you see, Evan does go a little bit too far on the 2-0 pitch. He works on the far first base side of the rubber, and he really opens those hips. Watch his landing foot, how open it becomes before he delivers the ball towards home plate. Eventually. Or watch the inside move right there.
There you are.
Trying to keep Dickerson close. And right now the Astros trying to beg for any way to get an out as the Rays threaten.
He was in the game here Monday for a third of an inning. And that ball runs away, and a cut and a miss. It's 2-2.
Just kind of carries that off-speed pitch with him off the plate and gets Evan to chase.
Evan takes it the other way out of play. A fastball. Davinsky A bases loaded situation with 2 outs when he was in the game Monday and got a ground ball out of Dickerson. There's a foul ball again up the right side out of play. 26-year-old right-hander. Into the dirt that skips past Gaddis. That sends Dickerson to third, and Duda follows up to second on the wild pitch. And the count is full to Longoria.
Evan Gaddis didn't have a chance. Davinsky trying to go back with a changeup that well wide, well short.
Well, that has been a great pitch for him, but a wild pitch that time. And a ground ball headed to short that gets by Bregman. 1 run is in. Duda goes to third, and the Rays have tied this game at 3. Dickerson crossing the plate. Duda's at third, and Longoria aboard at first. 3-3 ball game. That'll be an error charged to Bregman.
Well, conceding the run, and Evan Longoria puts his ball into play up the middle. See him kind of sweep that swing. And Bregman right here going to make a play on it and just completely almost whiffs it. That ball may have hit the glove. Just a glancing blow and then out into center field. And now, boy, the Rays really in business. Tie ball game, runners on the corners, and Houston's melting down here late.
Here's the pitch down to Logan Morris, and that's the 8th error of the year charged to Bregman, his first at shortstop. He spent most of his time at third base. This is his 7th start at short and his 10th game there, and he commits his first error, and a big one, allowing the Rays to tie the game. It's a strike, and it's 1-1. A 1 for 2 night so far for Logan Morris on a walk, a double, and he fouled out to third. He fouls it back. That fastball was up. 1-2. Steven Souza Jr. on deck. Morrison battling behind in the count. He starts to go, and that's strike 3. Morrison out on strikes.
Oh, that's a huge strikeout here with runners on first and third, and no argument from Logan Morrison because he knew he had gone just a hair too far.
Now with men at first and third, the hitter is Steven Souza Jr. Souza homered to lead off the 6th inning. Change. Strike 1. Here's the home run.
That ball in off the plate, and he's hit with keeping fair right down the line. That was after being down in the count 0-2. Battled all the way back to full before roping that ball down the line.
Pitch up. 1-1. Well, Davinsky over the last few years has tended to be one of those reverse split guys. Lefties came into this game hitting only 105 against him, and right-handed hitters 226. And there's a liner up the left side. That's back into the corner. Here comes Duda in to score. Longoria hitting third, and Montoya will wave him around. Throw to the plate. He is safe. Into second base goes Souza Jr. And the Rays take the lead. A 1-1 pitch, and Souza doubles into the left field corner, making it 5-3 Tampa Bay. Second and third runs batted into the ninth for Steven Souza Jr.
Well, he got a hanging breaking ball, and Davinsky left it in the middle of the plate. That ball rattling around down there. Evan Longoria hustling all the way. Thinks he's going for the cycle play.
Look at Charlie.
Yep, got to make that quick decision. Aggressive send, but the right move, and the Rays pad.
Now here's Brad Miller, and he lifts this one. A high popper on the right side. Altuve is there to make the catch to retire the side. A big seventh inning for the Rays as they grab the lead 5-3. Take a look at our game summary with the Rays down by a run. They scored in the second inning on the Dickerson base hit, chasing Miller across. Home run by Jose Altuve to right center field gave Houston the lead again. They made it a 3-1 game in the fifth on the base hit by Alex Bregman, chasing home Marisnick. But the Rays got a home run in the sixth from Steven Souza Jr. to close to within a run, and then put 3 on the board in the seventh inning. An inning capped on the double by Steven Souza Jr. Tying run scored on the error, and then Longoria followed Duda across the plate. Evan had reached on the error. And it's 5-3 Rays as we go to the bottom of the seventh.
Now the Rays able to victimize the bullpen of the Astros. That has been a sore spot here and has gotten worse as the season has gone along. And now it's up to the Rays bullpen to make it hold up. Brad Boxberger, a couple of nice innings of work, and now Sergio Romo comes on for the 35th time.
He'll face A.J. Reed. Reed 0 for 2 out on a nice play in the fourth inning by Duda down at first base. Well, what a job turned in by Brad Boxberger. Came in with 2 men on, got out of that spot, and struck out the side in the sixth. And now Romo. Pitch is down 1-0. Romo last pitched in the Yankees series on Sunday. Behind 2-0. Marishnik next, and then Altuve. Big swing and a miss, 2-1. What about McHugh? He's pitched well against the Rays. Came in 0-4 against him, left with a chance to be the winner, and now he will not be involved in the decision of this game.
Well, he had gotten no run support his first 4 outings against the Rays. 25 innings, they had scored 2 runs in those 25 innings. And tonight, a couple of runs, but the bullpen that has been the Achilles heel of this team as of late, couldn't hold it.
Two and two, the count to Reed. And strike 3 called. Reed caught looking as he backs away from the plate. 9th strikeout for Rays pitching in this game.
Yeah, to a team that doesn't strike out a whole lot in Romo. How about the backdoor sweeper? He's got a couple different variations of that slider. And that one right there, he takes a little bit off. He makes the break a little bit bigger, and he gets it into an area where you can get a call. And he got it.
Here's Marishnik. He has a strikeout and a walk and a run scored. A little bit off the plate. 1-0. Backing out of play. 1-1. Got 6 1/3 from Pruitt last night. Cishek worked an inning and a third. Jennings a third, then Colomé. And Boxberger and Romo following the starter Blake Snell in this game. Tapper down to third. Longoria slips and still recovers and gets his man. Longoria, what a battle down there in third. Slipped, still managed to make the pickup and get the guy at first base, Marishnik, for out number 2.
The ball fell into his throwing hand. I mean, wait till you see this hand-eye coordination and a little bit of fortune as he slips, goes down, the ball bounces up, and he grabs it just before it gets to the ground and gets the throw on its way. Watch how he snags this ball. Oh, that I'm telling you, hand-eye, baby.
That should be more than just a 5-3 in the scorebook.
We'll put a star next to it.
Yeah. And a big question mark. That's almost a 5-5-5-3.
Couple assists there.
Mm-hmm. 1 strike to Altuve. Then there's definitely a star by it.
Well, I just can't believe how he was able to snag that ball low like that right before it got to the turf. If he doesn't make the play. He's not able to. Yeah. If this ball gets to the dirt, play's not made.
Yeah, here's the 2nd effort, 3rd effort, 4th effort, and he got him. That'll get you going.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's a pitch into center field as Altuve reaching out on that pitch and delivered it into short center, picked up actually by Dickerson. Altuve's 2nd hit.
Look how he lengthens the swing on that breaking ball and just pokes it.
Two-out base hit. Now Bregman. Bregman with a double and an RBI single tonight. Ball game in the 7th. Rays lead 5-3. Ground ball, that's going to be through the open right side. Now Altuve moves to second. Bregman has 3 hits. So with 2 outs, a couple men on, and Yuli Gurriel will bat. He has a double and a single in 3 trips.
That ball right off the end of the bat. In fact, it sounded like it cracked the bat. Bad contact, but nobody home.
Jim Hickey will head to the mound, the Rays pitching coach, with Gurriel due up. Calling the entire infield around for this conference. So the Rays huddled around the mound. There goes James Hoy out to try to break it up. As he gets there, Longoria departs, and so does Jim Hickey. Two men aboard with 2 outs. Tommy Hunter's starting to loosen in the bullpen. Here's Gurriel. Pitch outside. Dan Jennings joining Hunter in the bullpen for the Rays. So the lefty and the righty. A 1-0 count on Gurriel. There go the runners. The pitch is a strike throw to third. Not in time. A one-hopper down there, and Longoria stopped that. So the Astros pull off a double steal. Now 2 men in scoring position.
Yeah, now you think about a base hit can tie the game, and there's Altuve. Everybody off and running. Astros being aggressive, and that low throw by Ramos, and Evan Longoria selling out his body to make sure that that ball is not going to get past him and into the outfield.
3rd stolen base tonight. 2nd and 3rd steals on the double steal for Houston. 1-1 to count to Gurriel. That's a strike. 1-2.
That's a big pitch there too, because he took the fastball right down the middle of the plate to get to 1-2, and now you can do just about whatever you want. And with Romo, a lot of times that is the sweeping breaking ball. He's got him set up for it now, and Gurriel's going to have to protect.
The 1-2. And a fly ball back into left. Dickerson back. He got it! Dickerson on the run. Makes the catch to retire the side and save 2 runs. What a grab by Corey Dickerson. We'll take another look. With men at 2nd and 3rd, Dickerson racing toward the corner. Grabs it. Put a big star by that one. Rays lead by 2. We go to the 8th inning with the Rays holding a 5-3 lead, a 3-run 7th, and boy, what a catch by Dickerson on the ball hit by Gurriel to end the 7th. We go to the 8th. Francis Martez, the new pitcher for Houston. Wilson Ramos fouls the first pitch away. Strike one. Here's another look at that great catch by Dickerson.
Boy, nice job by Gurriel to get to a tough pitch, but then Corey Dickerson right there, that's a tie ball game. That's a game changer. You can see Altuve understanding what that meant. I didn't know if Corey Dickerson kind of timing that. That ball was a low liner. Difficult play to be made and a backhand stab, and he was pretty fired up about it too.
Well, Dickerson, part of that 3-run top half of the inning. He scored the tying run. The Rays went on to take the 2-run lead in the top of the 7th, and then Dickerson preventing Houston from tying it. And Gurriel is going to wind up in scoring position if he doesn't make that catch. 0-2 on Ramos. Tap to third. Fair hits the bag. Gurriel recovers and makes the throw to first to get Ramos. An acrobatic play down there at third after that ball hit the bag. And Gurriel had to make the last-second adjustment.
Another great shot of it. You can see it come right there, right off the top of the bag. That was a heck of an adjustment. And then you've got to make the throw. Long throw, powerful arm. We saw Hopper earlier in the game catch the back edge and stay down and get past Longoria down into the corner for a double. That one right off the middle of the bag.
Martez delivering to Smith into left center field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Smith on his way to second, and he will arrive ahead of the throw. A 2-base hit from Alex Smith. That's his 6th double, and now he is in scoring position.
That ball kind of feathering out there in left center field, and Marisnik coming in trying to make a diving play on a ball that's not sharply hit, kind of soft and moving away from him. He just can't get there.
Gonzalez backing up the play to get the ball back in. And the Rays with another scoring opportunity. The speed of Alex Smith moves him into second. Adeiny Echeverria will be the hitter trying to get Smith home. Echeverria 0 for 3 tonight. Rays facing Francis Martez. Mid-90s velocity with his fastball, curve, and a changeup to go with it. And the fastball, that one at 97. Echeverria trying to catch up. Strike one. Foul back, that's out of play. Great opportunity here for the Rays with that 1-out double. Opportunity to add to this 2-run advantage. That's a shot into right field. Fisher will go back. He'll make the catch. Tagged by Smith. He hustles his way into third. He'll be there with 2 outs. Echeverria for the 2nd time in this game. Goes to Fisher in right.
Well, you get that runner over to third, a runner with speed. A couple more ways to score from there. You start thinking about balls in the dirt, or maybe just Corey Dickerson at the plate. 3 hits already.
Yeah, Corey 3 for 4 tonight, giving him 128 hits on the year.
And Martez here has 5 wild pitches in just over 30 innings of work, so he can get that ball down into the dirt. And right there, you see they just called for it. They want this pitch down.
And the pitch is a strike.
Instead, he throws it up. I mean, you're back there the whole time, and Gaddis is giving him the give this to me down. And it's not like he's trying to fool anybody with a runner out there on second base. Some of these stuff guys, the command not quite there. The stuff certainly is, and you've seen that from Martez.
Foul ball back. Just challenged him with a fastball, middle of the plate there.
Yeah, that's all this is. This is just 2 guys got to air it out, see who wins.
McHugh for 6, Laureano for a 3rd, Davinsky 2/3. Martez in 2/3 here in the 8th has given up a double. Alex Smith at 3rd, and 2 strikes the count on Corey Dickerson. And a high towering fly ball again into right. Fisher tracks it and makes the catch. And the Rays leave Smith at 3rd. Well, take a look at this swing by Dickerson, and the backswing makes contact with Gaddis. Sports Sun brought to you by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Going into the bottom of the 8th inning in Houston. Tommy Hunter will be the new pitcher. And the first man he faces will be Gaddis. Hunter, in the last 17 appearances, an earned run average of 0.55, covering 16 1/3.
He's been a difference maker. He has been Kevin Cash's go-to guy coming out of that bullpen to get the game to Alex Colomé. For good reason, you see those numbers, but it's been the fastball, the cutter, the breaking ball. He's been very good with his location, and he has overpowering stuff.
Well, Gaddis 0 for 3 tonight, and he did go. That's a strike. Dickerson, when he hit the pop fly to right field in the top of the inning on the backswing, made direct contact with Gaddis, and now Gaddis leads off the inning, hits a ground ball to Echeverria, and the throw is in time for the first out. Took a pretty good shot on that backswing, even with the helmet and the mask on.
Yeah, you see that sometimes on those long finishes. You know, Corey Dickerson has that uppercut swing and the long finish as you try to get that ball to carry, and that point of the barrel end of that bat caught him right in the side of the head.
Here's Marwin Gonzalez, the left fielder. 0 for 3. And a foul ball, and that caught part of Ramos. Down on one knee, Gonzalez as well. 1 strike. Doing a little precarious around the plate for catchers and hitters. Hunter, the 4th Rays pitcher of the game, pitched an inning and a third in Tuesday's game. Bouncer foul. 0-2.
You know, that's the pitch really that is a difference maker for Hunter. You know, he's got the fastball 97, but he throws the cutter 94, 95 miles an hour, and you know, a lot of in on left-handed hitters. You know, so they want to go after the fastball, and it still has that kind of velocity, but it's cutting in on him, and it's very, very tough for them to get the barrel to the baseball.
And a swing and a miss. He blows that one by Gonzalez.
Yeah, so he comes 94 in and gets you thinking in as you foul a ball off weakly to the right side. And then he goes up and away with 97. And this is what we talk about when you start talking about command and being able to put pitches where you want them. And with his kind of stuff, if you can do that, you dominate.
Ground out and a strikeout. Here's Derek Fisher. One and 0. Cleveland beat New York 5-1. Boston beat the White Sox 9-5. So Boston wins. New York loses. Rays started the day 3.5 back of Boston. A 2-0 count. Fly ball back into center field with some hang time on it. Smith is there to catch it, and a 1-2-3/8 for Tommy Hunter. We're headed into the 9th inning in Houston. Rays leading 5-3. game moves on to the 9th inning in Houston. That's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live. Pre-game show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Right-hander Jake Faria will be on the mound after his 6th win. We'll hear from him, and Doug Wechter will break down Brewers third baseman Travis Shaw having a big power year and hitting for average. Here in the 9th inning, Lucas Duda leads it off. He walked and scored in the 3-run 7th when the Rays grabbed this 5-3 lead. Duda, Longoria, and then Morrison against Martez. Hard-throwing right-hander. First pitch at 95 is a ball. 1-0. Kansas City continues to lead Seattle. That's 5-3 in the bottom of the 8th in Kansas City. Rays chasing the Royals, half game back of the 2nd wild card spot. Another towering popper on the right side, and that's Bregman making the catch. There's a wild card right now. New York on top. Kansas City in the 2nd wild card spot, a half game ahead of the Rays. Seattle a game and a half back. And the Rays are rooting for Seattle to come back and win their game on the road in Kansas City. Evan Longoria takes a strike.
You know, that's one of those things where you look at your schedule out and who do you root for?
Yeah.
Do you want Kansas City to just push Seattle out of the picture, or do you want Seattle to bring Kansas City back closer to the Rays, all the while Seattle is either staying right behind them or gaining on the? I mean, this is where it gets goofy.
Yep.
And you don't have any more. Well, you do have head-to-head with Kansas City left. The Rays do. But yeah, I mean, who do you root for? I guess you just take care of your own business.
That's it. You win your game today, and at the end of the day, that's what they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Just win a game today, and that takes care of everything. It's like winning a series, and that was the mantra month and a half ago that Kevin Cash kept talking about. Just win series. Win series, get to 500, get over 500, and if you continue on a consistent basis to win series, things tend to fall into place and you find yourself in the race. And really, that's what the Rays have done. They have yet to put together that big winning streak, but they've just won series for the most part.
Yeah, and there hasn't been a huge losing streak. They've been in a little bit of a...
This one to the opposite field foul.
Yeah, they've gone through a little rough stretch here recently, but showing signs of coming out of it. Some guys in the lineup starting to heat up. The bullpen has been coming around and coming into form. Another nice night tonight so far.
Well, if the Rays can make this lead stand up over their last 23 series, they will have gone 14 series won, 5 lost, and 4 split. 3-2 the count now to Longoria. And with that, they're within close proximity not only to the wild card but to the division lead. And there's ball 4. Martez walks Longoria to get the left-handed bat of Logan Morrison up there against him. Morrison with a walk and a double. Since then, he has popped out in foul territory to the third baseman and has struck out. Pitch is too low. Rays had a man aboard in scoring position in the 8th inning on the 1-out double. Alex Smith advanced to third on a fly ball and was stranded there. Alex Colomé up in the bullpen for the Rays. Morrison. That's a strike, 1-1. Upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Braves trying to extend the lead. Swing and a miss. Fastball. Up to catch up at 96.
Another hard fastball by Martez, and that ball a little bit elevated off the plate. Got to get that bat started so quickly. But you know what? That's the way that this game is built now. These guys aren't surprised by it anymore. You know, some guys may have more deception than others, but the big-time fastballs, you see it an awful lot.
And there is strike 3 call. Fastball 97. And that's the 8th strikeout of the game for Houston pitching.
Now look at Morrison, just does not offer that pitch. It's down and away. You wonder if he was having a hard time picking it up, 1, or number 2, just was looking for something else.
Steven Souza Jr., after a couple strikeouts, has homered and doubled, driving in 2 runs with a double in the 7th inning. And that pitch is a strike on the outside corner. We're back to the early part of the game when Souza looked bewildered by a couple of calls out there.
They're still asking him, is that as far as you're going to go? Is that where we're going tonight? We still haven't established a strike zone. We're in the 9th. Just swing.
That's a foul ball. A little late in the night to be asking how far is he going to go. An 0-2 count. Inside. Now that will rush up there at 96, and he thinks it brushed him, and James Hoy says no.
Good luck with this one. Tom Foley taking a look. Let's take a look of our own. Fastball runs up and in. That did not hit him. Not even close.
So Souza was telling him forget about it.
Yeah,
and I think they're going to take a look.
I don't know why. This is not even close.
Well, that might have been why Souza was saying no, don't take a look.
But you just took your stuff off and you're heading to first.
Well, he's just trying to sell it.
Okay, sell. There's nothing to sell there. That misses him by, some significant amount. Space.
Well, this could just be another way that he has Souza'd himself.
He has. This is so Souza.
So all Kevin Cash can do is smile about it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This isn't on him. He's looking out going, hey, 20.
Yeah.
This is on you. You're the one that went down and took off the ankle, the foot guard. Who else would do that?
Well, where's the cookie jar and whose hand was in it?
Yeah, and he knows
there you go. Well, he tried to wave it off.
And what exactly are they looking at, by the way?
Yeah, this is one of those fellows up in New York are having some fun with. And the umpires are having a lengthy conversation about this. I had a chance to visit that decision-making room when we were in New York, and they can't be. What are they going to do? They're going to continue. So they had to have some fun with that, just trying to figure out and look at it from every angle and conclusively determine that this at-bat should continue.
Yeah, and all that time is just time we'll never get back.
Yeah, can't get it back.
Can't get it back. That just went all the way for naught.
So here we go. The next pitch from the right-hander is down.
I like Todd Cowles from a booth over is asking us what's going on. He should know.
That's right.
He knows better.
He's a paid professional.
And he's covered Souza.
That's right. There he is. Explain that one.
He's trying to right now.
Foul out of play. Well, it's been a good night for Souza. Again, bewildered earlier on where the strike zone limits were, and then the home run down the left field line into the Crawford boxes to open the sixth. Big double into the corner in the seventh inning. Then chased home 2 runs. He has 3 runs batted in tonight. 68 for the year with 23 home runs. And now he takes ball 3. The count is full. Brad Miller would be next if Souza should keep the 9th inning going. Popped up and will carry out a play. We'll do it one more time. Stanek now up in the bullpen for the Rays. And the pitch is down. Souza draws a walk. Up to second base goes Longoria. Souza aboard. 2 men on, 2 men out for Brad Miller. And we'll get a runner at first for Souza. Peter Borges will run. He is the pinch-a-penny pinch runner. Borges running for Souza.
Having some fun with him.
Yeah, you're never quite sure what's going on with him.
Well, he was explaining that. I thought that it got
Brad Miller into left center field on the run. Marisnik, he'll get there and make the catch, retiring the Rays. So we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Bottom 3 of the order due up for Houston. Ball game headed into the bottom of the ninth inning in Houston. The Rays leading 5-3. Big night for Steven Souza Jr. with a homer and a double, 2 for 4, 3 runs batted in. Corey Dickerson, a multi-hit night. Dickerson 3 for 5 with a run scored and a run batted in. And the Rays carry this 2-run margin into the bottom of the ninth inning and send their closer, Alex Colomé. Colomé up there. Josh Reddick will pinch hit against him to open the inning. And the pitch is a strike. Borges in center field now. Peter Borges. Alex Smith goes over to play right. 1-1 here on Reddick. There's a strike now, 1-2. Kansas City has beaten Seattle 6-4.
Three outs away here from keeping pace. A good count as Colomé peppering that outside corner.
Just a little bit of that one, a foul ball by Reddick. Colomé worked last night, picking up his 32nd save.
Continues to rack him up, and now the opportunities coming over and over again because of the very good work done in front of him. And you think about that again tonight, another short outing by Blake Snell, but the bullpen's been very, very good. Shut down.
2-2.
That's what we talked about really the first couple months of the season. Kevin Cash trying to find a route to Alex Colomé. How do I have to piece it together? Well, he has the pieces now, and they're doing the work.
Ground ball back to the mound, grabbed by Colomé, and the toss to first. One away, boy. And always nice to get that first out in the bottom of the ninth inning.
Well, that's all the Astros are saying to themselves in the dugout. Get the tying run to the plate. They need a base runner. They need it badly.
A.J. Reed, a couple of balls hit on the ground to first. He was called out on strikes his last time up. That was in the 7th. Strike one. Jake Faria opens the homestand in the series tomorrow night at the Trop against the Milwaukee Brewers. Brandon Woodruff will pitch for Milwaukee. One and one. Carlos Beltran is on deck. Boy, it's never over till it's over with this Houston offense.
It's one of the beauties about baseball. You've got to get those 27 outs or whatever it takes in a given night. Can't let the clock run out. And you're right, this offense is so deep and talented that even without, two of their best offensive guys, Springer and Carlos Correa, they put up 14 runs on the Rays in the first game of this series. Had an unbelievable month of July.
One-two. High popper. Foul ball. Will it stay playable due to near the stands, and it's out of reach. 2-2. Just to take a moment and look ahead to that series with Milwaukee. The Brewers won, the Cubs lost, and so the Brewers will come into that series only a game and a half behind the Cubs in the National League Central. Two now, the count on Reed. Tapper, that's going to be a fair ball. unassisted. Duda takes care of that one. A little roller, 2 up and 2 down. Now Marisnik will be lifted, and Beltran will pinch hit. Carlos Beltran, 13 home runs for Beltran with a .240 average. Had a big night in the first game of this series on Monday, scoring 2 runs. He was on base 4 times. The pitch is a strike. Blake Snell worked 4 innings plus of this game, and boy, what a big stop by Boxberger. 2 scoreless innings, 3 strikeouts, and he entered the game in the 5th and got out of a big spot. Ground ball right side. Miller out there from short right field, and the Rays win it. They take it 3 out of 4 here in Houston from the Astros, winning this one tonight 5-3. Their 57th win of the year, and after dropping 3 of 4 in New York, they take 3 out of 4 in Houston, head home even on this road trip. For Brian Anderson and Alex Cordery, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays are winners tonight. Rays Live, the postgame, presented by WB Mason, is next.